All right. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. So we are on the Sisel World Team Call. And if you're watching on Facebook, welcome. If you've joined us via the link, welcome. Or you might be watching the recording. So I've got a testimonial to play initially. And it's Carolyn's story. So this is an awesome story about skin.
Hi, Carolyn. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. So I've got the record mode on my phone, and so I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me this afternoon.
Oh, it's fun, and thank you for having me on the call.
You bet. Well, you know, Carolyn, people all across the globe, they're wanting to find natural ways to get healthy, and I think with the things that we have with Sisel, we can help a lot of people, and we can help a lot of people maybe have some life-changing things happen, and maybe even some life-saving benefits from it as well.
Well, that makes sense to me, and I've used the products for a long time.
You bet. Well, I think you've actually been using them longer than me.
No, I don't think so. I happen to live longer than you, that's all.
Right. Yeah, I can't believe it, when and we won't say your age or anything unless you want, but when I found out how old you were, I was like, wow, really? So you've been doing good, Carolyn.
Yes, I have. Well, I started to get serious when I was around 50, and now this is 13 years later. Is that right? No, it's a lot years later.
Right on. Well, that's the whole thing. They say it's the people that have the attitude that they don't want to get old. They're the ones that are gonna make it. They're gonna beat it. So
yeah, that's my wish.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had great results. So go ahead.
Oh, we've we're sharing this recording on a conference call tonight where we share testimonials, and the other day I put those photos of you up from when you had your fall, and a lot of people are asking me, well, what is she taking? And I told them, I said, well, look, I'm not going to share that with you. I'm going to make it so you have to listen to this conference call where we have Carolyn live explaining what she did.
Oh, I'm happy to do that. I couldn't get into a doctor because it was a Saturday, and so I had all of the
Carolyn, tell us a little bit about what happened first, because I know people saw the picture. But
well, it was the 20th of December, and we had snow and ice, and I used to run a Saturday morning meeting for Sisel, and I was getting ready to go, and my hands were filled with things I was taking, and I was walking across the street to the car. But before I got there, my feet ran out from under me, and I fell face first on the cement. And not only did I fall there, I slid, because we had one little part of the sidewalk had been newly made, and I slid into the one that wasn't newly made. And all of a sudden, I am lying there, and I tried to call help and things like that, and nobody comes. And I did have somebody at home who was sleeping. They hadn't gotten up. It was Saturday morning, and finally, a neighbor came over and found me, and they wanted to take me to the hospital, and I wasn't going to pay a ride in the ambulance, because that's a lot of money. And so I thought, I can see what it looks like. And when I came in the house, you saw the picture of what I was that day when it happened. And I had all these open wounds all over my face, and my nose was pretty much all filled with blood. And I thought, I've got I have all the skincare, the Sisel new skincare with transfusium and all that. And I thought, and I had been using it. I hadn't had it for a very long time. And the thing is that I every morning and every night I used that whole, there 5 or 6 products, and I used them every single day, twice a day, morning and night. and it started to heal right away. And then I heard later on, you're not supposed to do this on an open wound from somebody who didn't know any better. So I had done it on they were all open wounds, and that's all I put on there. I never did anything else, and you could see how it healed. It healed day by day by day. And 5 days later, you couldn't even tell anything was wrong with me at all.
I looked at that and I thought, oh, that must be a typo. 5 days.
5 days. But every day I did that. I did the facial to get rid of my makeup and stuff like that.
You got the cleanser, fermentation
cleanser. Yep. And then I did the transfusium, and then I did the Actify 6000, which I adore. And at night, I would, instead of the transfusion, I would, transfusion 6,000. Yeah, I did the Renew, Rapid Renew, and yeah, and that was it. And every day, twice a day, and I was amazed myself.
Wow. Your family must have been blown away by that.
Yeah, they were. They couldn't believe it. But that's what happened. And,
but, I'm just going to say this. Carolyn, when it comes to an injury like that, you probably should have been checked out, but you did the right thing on the treatment, obviously.
Exactly. I knew all the good science behind it. Tom had talked about that a lot of times, and I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I'm going to have to get that. Well, I did. I got it, and then I started using it. And nobody knows how old I am. I'm 83 and a half. And,
83.
and I still kind of look like that picture I sent you. The after picture.
The after picture. Yeah, we're gonna post that as your recording is being played tonight, and you can jump on Facebook on the Sisel Doctors Clinic page, and you'll be able to watch yourself talking. But
oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, and then we'll get you up to speed on how to use this Zoom app too.
I know that's one thing I can't do myself, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get it on you. We'll get it on your phone so that you can participate in these calls. But what other products are you taking to make yourself look so young on the outside as well as on the inside? I know you're taking a lot of the supplements as well.
Yeah, I do. I take the Triangle of Life. I take the Omega, and I take the vitamins and minerals, and I take everything I can. Brain Vitality. Since I had my brain bleed, I take Brain Vitality, and that's good news. And I take, I've taken in the past, I've taken calcium. Right now, for some reason, I'm just not taking it. But everything that I can, I do.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, it's working. You don't look your age, and you certainly don't act like it either.
Well, I'm appreciative of that, and thank you for that, telling me that, because it's always good to hear. But, I just do what I have to do every day. And a lot of rehearsals and a lot of singing and having fun.
There you go. Well, thank you for sharing on our call tonight, and I know a lot of people really appreciate that, and we'll help a lot of people by letting them know. So hang on 1 second. I'm gonna drop this recording call. Okay. Hang on.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Curt. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay, that was excellent. So that was Carolyn, and now we're going to hear from Joseph, and that's Curt's father. So we've got another awesome testimonial, and then we've got a live testimonial. So please stay with us. Thanks for watching.
All right, great. Well, I got you on a record mode here, just letting you know that I'm recording the conversation. So thanks for getting on the call with me.
Okay, that's okay.
A lot of people these days, they're just worried and scared about getting diagnosed with serious health diseases, and I really believe that some of these natural products that we have can be the answer. We can't use the word cure, we can't say treat or anything like that, but boy, I tell you what, it's looks like it's made a difference in your life, huh?
Yeah, I believe so.
You bet. You know, I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but, I mean, originally, your first round with cancer was back when you were about my age, wasn't it, when you had prostate cancer?
Yeah, I guess so. I was in what? Wasn't I? I think I was in my early 60s then.
Oh, I thought you were in your 50s.
Was I in my 50s, Audrey, when I had prostate cancer? Oh, I was retired, so. Okay, I was 63.
63 when you got prostate cancer, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was right at the year after my motorcycle accident when you got diagnosed with lymphoma, so that was 10 years ago.
Yep.
You know, so the prostate cancer was, you're 80 now, so that was almost 20 years ago. And then the lymphoma 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then the Waldenstrom's, which is kind of a rare form of a lymphoma, that was about 7 years ago, wasn't it?
Well, that's about that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Right after Christmas,
Yeah.
After Christmas that year. You know, and I remember you got so sick because your immune system. Well, isn't that how it originally, really started when you noticed that you had it? Is that your immune system just didn't seem to work right? Yeah,
my immune system got real weak, and I got pneumonia pretty bad. So.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to Mayo to find out what it was. They couldn't tell me what it was in Fargo, so.
Right.
They thought I had. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I remember that trip. I went down there with you and Mom, and it wasn't a very pleasant diagnosis to find out what it was.
No, but such is life, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Well, tonight we got you on a call. We got a lot of listeners, and Mom called yesterday, and we were talking, and she said that you just got back from Mayo, and they had some good news for you, huh?
Yep. Things are looking better all the time, so.
Right.
Not a big improvement, but as long as I keep improving, that's what counts.
Right. Well, because I remember 7 years ago when I went there with you, they pretty much had the Grim Reaper basically telling us that, there really wasn't a cure for this type of disease and all of that, right?
No, there's no cure for it. No, not really.
But I remember 2.5 years ago when you and I went down there and Mom wasn't able to go on that trip, but just the two of us went down there. Then again, they were saying it was pretty much just getting worse and worse, and that you should expect it to continue to get worse.
Yeah.
So, but that's when we started on the real heavy dose with the Sisel products, and I remember I was talking to Tom Mauer Sr. out here. I came out for a late season elk hunt, and we were talking, and he and I found out that resveratrol. There were studies on resveratrol that actually said that it could cure lymphoma and Waldenstrom's. Now, we can't say that about our product, but we can say what the studies say about resveratrol. Anyhow, so I remember I came home and got you started with that. Wasn't it like 6 months later they took you off the chemo and you didn't have to do chemo anymore?
Yeah, I guess something like that. I don't remember exactly.
And I think Mom was saying it's been like 2.5 years now that you haven't had to take any chemo.
Yeah, it's been about 2.5 years since I've had any chemo.
Yeah. And like I said, I just want you to repeat it, is that, 2.5 years and it just keeps getting better little by little.
Little by little, yep. Slowly improves.
You bet. And from 2.5 years ago, just so the people that are on the call, they understand, it's not just the doctor saying, hey, you're getting a little bit better. How do you feel compared to where you did, say, 3 years ago?
Oh, I guess I got a little more ambition. I feel good. I feel good. Feel good for being 80 years old.
for being 80 years old, that's right. And Mom was telling me that the doctor kind of scolded you a little bit. What did the doctor say? And what they tell you to do?
I guess he figured I wasn't getting enough sleep. I wasn't sleeping long enough.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and my comment was, I mean, maybe you should be asking what you're doing rather than telling you what to do, since you're getting better and most of them don't seem to get as good as you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of people are wondering what we have you taken, and so every day you take the Triangle of Light, which is the 3 liquid products.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that every day.
And then
and I take the age pill. Oh.
And now a new improved version of that came out. Did I tell you that?
Oh. No, I guess you didn't.
Tom actually figured out that an ingredient from sage actually improves the formulation.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Right? Who would have known that something growing out in the desert plains would help improve your longevity?
Yeah. Well, there's lots of natural things out there that we don't know about.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then I got you taking the brain vitality as well. I remember, when I gave you that, one of the first things you told me, you said, man, that really works. You noticed a difference.
Yes, that helps a lot. That helps a lot. I feel that's helped me a lot. So
Tom actually improved that formulation as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's added some more ingredients from turmeric in there.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
All right. And, and then you use your hydrogen water machine as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't use that as much as we should, but we do use it.
Yeah. Tom just came out with another new product that you actually dump this powder into your water, and it turns your water into hydrogen water right in your glass.
Huh. Yeah, that would be a little more convenient, I guess, wouldn't it?
There you go.
Rather than have to. Yeah.
Yeah, rather than having to bottle your water and take it with. So.
Right.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being on the call with me and sharing. I know a lot of people are interested in finding out, and I keep making comments about how you're doing, and so people wanted to know what you were taking, and primarily that's it. I mean, the Triangle of Life. Tell me if I missed anything, and the age pill and the brain vitality. I think you're taking like a fish oil capsule, right?
Yeah. I use that zapper too every night. I think that helps my kidneys a lot.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, because your kidneys were failing too, and both your kidney and your liver were having trouble, weren't they?
Yeah.
And now they're both doing good.
Well, yeah. He didn't comment on them this last time, but I know before he's commented on, that my kidneys were improving all the time. So
there you go. Well, that's important to know. All right. Well, hang on one second. I'm going to shut this record mode off here. So hang on.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. Hey, Rennie, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the invite. I love these calls.
Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to check just to see if we've got any of our other people that we're going to jump on. No, that's all good. All right. Do you want to, and we'll jump to Bill second, I guess. Do you want to share a testimonial for us today?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've had many benefits from the age pill, both externally and internally. My list just keeps to be getting longer and longer. And I've been taking the age pill now for about a year. Now, also with that, I've been taking Sisel Ripped, 2 packages a day. Now, I had a torn meniscus that happened last March. So I had surgery July 24th. So 3 months ago, just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, the surgeon told me it would be 3 to 6 months before the soft tissue had completely healed. Well, so here we are at the 3-month period, and yes, I'm still recouping, but I owe this to the H pill, Sisel Ripped, and I was also taking Renovator. I started that before my surgery, and my surgeon's really amazed at, like, I'm way beyond what most people are at the 3 months.
Wow.
So
wow.
it take me 6 months before I'm completely healed. So it's really been impressive.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Bill, you would like to share your testimonial today. We appreciate having you on the webinar.
How you doing? Sure. My pleasure. What I can tell you is that, my story in and of itself is a webinar in itself. And there's really not ample time here left. I think we only have about 5 minutes to wrap this up. Is that right?
Yeah, that's okay. You can go a few minutes over. That's fine.
Well, I mean, what I want to just kind of summarize what we've seen here is these kinds of stories are what have been driving this opportunity from its inception back in 2006, 2007 area. And in my case, I've been able to build a very successful long-term business that's running 9 years strong now and growing. Wow. And it's all based on the incredible results that not only I have experienced, but that we're hearing from person after person, as we heard so far from the 3 people here that share their testimonials with us. What we have here truly is a phenomenon. We have a company that's delivering the world's most scientifically advanced products out of the most advanced nutritional manufacturing facility of its kind on the planet. And these are products that deliver results that are above and beyond anything we've ever seen before from nutrition. Yeah. I know that myself because I battled heart disease for 32 years, trying every nutritional product under the sun without any positive benefits as verified by medical blood tests. And it wasn't until I got on Sisel's Eternity back in 2009, and I was literally knocking on the door, knocking on death's door. I had undergone 4 angioplasties, had 6 stents in my heart, and these procedures were getting closer and closer over the 12 years prior to Sisel. And guess what? All of those stent implants came to a dead stop the moment I got on Eternity. After just 6 weeks on it, the doctors were so amazed with how low my cholesterol and triglycerides level had dropped. They had dropped to the lowest levels in my, at that time, 32-year recorded medical history. I was 58 back then.
Wow. And how much were you taking?
I was only taking, the original Eternity was only a 500 milliliter bottle, and the dose was a ½ ounce. Now the new product is 3/4 of an ounce out of a 750 milliliter bottle. So I was only taking the standard dose at that time, a ½ ounce. But the important thing is that you have to take that like the newer product. You take it in one tiny sip at a time, swizzle a sip around in your mouth and swallow, then take the next one. Take it in slowly. I call it sip, swizzle, and swallow. And with the 3/4 ounce serving, which I recommend you get a calibrated shot glass to accurately measure it out, it's also 3 capfuls. A capful on the bottle is 1/4 ounce on all the Triangle products. So you do 3 capfuls into a small juice glass, you've got 3/4 ounce. Take that amount down as very tiny sips. I counted. You can get 21 sips if you take small enough sips. So each morning, I do my 21 gun salute with my 21 tiny sips, sip, swizzle, and swallow one at a time. And that gets maximum absorption into, you're going to get about 80% of it right through the tissues of your mouth. You swallow the 20% that doesn't get absorbed, and you just do this until you finish it, and then fill it up with water at least 2 to 3 times and drink it down. You want 2 to 3 water chasers. And that's going to get this product into your body. And you're going to get the most potent and effective resveratrol product on the market that's going to deliver high potency resveratrol in a form that can be utilized by the cells of the body and on a cellular level because of the nanosizing and solution. And the net result is that working with my doctors, I was able to work out a plan. They didn't believe my first blood test result. They thought the results were too good to be true. They couldn't believe that all of a sudden, over 32 years of medical blood tests, all of a sudden I come up with the lowest cholesterol and triglycerides. Lower than what they could get on the medication. Of course, none of the other nutritional products I tried over those 32 years did anything to lower those levels. But here I am showing up with the lowest levels they've ever seen in 32 years. And they said, well, let's see what it looks like when you come back 4 months later for your next blood test. When I repeated the same results with the cholesterol and triglycerides lower than they've ever seen in my 32-year history at that time, I was able to get them to work out a plan, a 12-month plan to get gradually weaned off the medication and to make what they characterize in their own words as a spectacular recovery from heart disease. I'm now off all the medication. And for a guy who after 6 stents couldn't walk more than 2 miles an hour and who was knocking at death's door and didn't think I would live to see my sons graduate from college at age 58, now at age 67, I can run 5 to 10 miles an hour on a treadmill with no problem. I'm in a great state of health. And thanks to Sisel, I was able to just recently attend my oldest son's wedding just this past month. I lived to see something I never thought I'd live to see, thanks to Tom Maurer and Sisel International. That's how tremendous of a result I've had with this company.
That is absolutely awesome. And so with the product that you're taking, Eternity, you said, you know, swishing it in your mouth and holding it and doing it very slowly. How much of a difference do you personally think it makes doing that versus just taking it and shotting it quite quickly to, I guess, your overall results?
According to Tom Maurer, taking it in slowly like that increases absorption into the body by as much as 400%. So the results are that much better. So if you're not getting the kind of results you expect from Eternity, try taking it in very slowly, one tiny sip at a time, sip, swizzle, and swallow each sip. And then the slower you take it in, the longer you take to take it down, the greater the absorption you're going to get into your body and the better results. Of course, since then, I've also added other products like the Fucoidan, which dropped my PSA score from 3.9 all the way down to 1.9, to the amazement of my doctors, because they never seen anything that can lower PSA score in men. The dental products got rid of my gum disease that I was battling with for years. And the age pill, it enabled me to break what I call the 160-pound barrier. You see, I lost about 20 pounds over my 9 years with Sisel, but try as hard as I could on the exercise mill and, you know, on the treadmill and whatnot, I couldn't get back under 160 pounds. Little did I know that was lipofusion and glycation built up in my body. Guess what? After 2 months of the age pill, and folks, you got to exercise to really get the, you know, the full results. You can't just take it and sit on the couch and eat potato chips. You got to get on that treadmill, go for that walk, do that cardiovascular workout, right? Get that, you know, get the exercise in. But after 2 months, I lost the 10 pounds I couldn't lose for like the last, 30 years. And I'm back now at age 67. I'm back to the weight I was back in my 20s. I'm back to 150 pounds. And when you get rid of all that gunk, that cellular garbage that builds up in your body, you notice some amazing things. First of all, I feel like someone took a 10-pound sack of potatoes off my shoulder. I'm lighter on my feet without the weight. And because you're flushing the garbage out of the cells, your brain works better. Your heart works better. My eyesight has improved so dramatically that just last month, on a fundus eye scan test that was performed by my eye doctor, and he's the same doctor who did the last test I had 5 years ago, where they take a high-resolution picture of the inside of your eyes, and they can gather all this medical information about your health. They can tell not only if you have glaucoma and other eye abnormalities, like macular degeneration and cataracts, but they can also tell by this scan if you have high blood pressure, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, even diabetes. And when he looked at my first scan 5 years ago, he was amazed. He said to me, "How old are you?" And back then I was 62. He goes, "I'm looking at the eyes of a 30-year-old, 20-year-old. You look at perfect health." I told him on this recent visit, I've been on this age pill for a year now, and I want to see if the age pill has made a difference. So he said to me, "All right, let's see." And he told me in his own words, he goes, "I have to tell you, I am impressed." He said, "I see no aging here." He brought the scan results from 5 years ago and put them side by side on the screen with the current scans. And he said, "Look, they look identical. There's no aging here. I've never seen this before. He says, "This is very impressive." And my eyeglasses, which I took off because they were, causing reflection here on the screen, didn't need to be changed. He said, "You can use the same prescription that I gave to you 5 years ago because your eyes haven't aged like everyone else normally does." He says, "We can keep the same eyeglasses, your eyesight. In fact, you're seeing better now with this prescription than you were 5 years ago. And that prescription he gave me 5 years ago, he told me he was giving me a much weaker prescription that he normally gave to people of that age, 62. So now I have positive medical confirmation that the age pill has for sure helped, reverse aging, because I have no aging in my eyes, and the indicators of my overall health are spectacular. There's medically documented proof of how incredible this product is. And all I could say at this point, I want to sum it up by saying that degenerative aging is a treatable and reversible condition now, thanks to the age pill. As you get old, you don't have to rot and fall apart now. You can rebuild the cells. You can rebuild the stem cells so that the stem cells, instead of being, all decrepit and with age, you got healthy stem cells replacing the current cells. And you're going to notice over time that you start to look younger, you feel younger. And boy, you should have seen me on a dance floor at my son's wedding. I was out dancing everyone. No one could keep up with my foot. My foot's up. I could literally dance down the floor, and I had someone take a video of me, and they actually could see when they paused it, but I was airborne several points where both my feet were off the ground as I'm dancing. That's the kind of energy I have with the age pill and with these great products from Sisel. I highly recommend everyone give it a try. You'll be very impressed with the results.
Fantastic. Well, what a brilliant testimonial. It's just really heartwarming to hear your story, especially because, there's many people out there with heart conditions and issues, and they feel like, it's a downward spiral, and you're living proof that you can really turn it around.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Degenerative aging is not something that you have to live with. It's something that you can combat and you can overcome with the age pill and all the other great supportive products that make this age pill work like nothing you've ever seen before. It truly is amazing. And I will say that based on this, those entrepreneurs out there, you can definitely build a very solid long-term residual income with these incredible products like I've been doing for the last 5 years. Last 9 years.
Fantastic. And just one last question. You said you do exercise, and that's helped tremendously because that helps to, I guess, accelerate the effects of the age pill because you're turning over new cells because you're exercising. What sort of exercise do you do, just for those watching?
My favorite number one exercise is working out on the treadmill. I do a 37-minute workout, 5-minute warm-up. Then I do a nice good run where I start out and gradually build speed. I do a 3.5-minute burst. During that, then I come back. My average speed is about 2.8 miles an hour. Incredible for a guy who couldn't walk more than 2 miles an hour 9 years ago before the Sisel. And then I do a 5-mile-an-hour burst toward the end. And then I do a long cool down. So about 35 to 37 minutes, an average speed of about 2.9 miles an hour. But you really got to get out there. I found that regular walking is good, but you have to do the elevated cardiovascular workout to really get that flushing action of the age pill to be optimized. And that's when I saw the pounds coming off. Because I started out just walking around the lake with my wife, and I was getting so results. But when I went back to my treadmill workouts, which, by the way, I take my 4 Restore before the treadmill workouts, and then I take the Sisel Rip afterwards. And I tell you, I take that 4 Restore in a glass of water, and I get on that treadmill, I can smell the rubber burning. I have such an incredible workout. And the endorphin that your body generates when you exercise that gives you this natural, really good high, this good feeling, it's maximized. I get off the treadmill, I feel like the happiest guy in the world. So incredible.
It does maximize it.
Then I have my Sisel Rip right after that, and I take the rest of my supplements. And I tell you, what an incredible workout experience you can have when you incorporate 4 Restore before you work out and Sisel Rip afterwards, and then throw in the good things like the age pill. Well, I actually take 3 capsules of the age pill and 4 capsules of 4 Restore before I get on the treadmill. And then while drinking down my Sisel Rip, I'll take my Brain Vitality, and I'll take my Renovator, and I'll take my some of the other products like the Super Omega Plus. Okay, and I also take the Energy for Him. That's a great product. And I take the Vital Vision just to help, with the eye health. And of course, I take the TSX as well. I'm only taking 1 capsule a day right now, and I'm looking to boost that up and increase that. But so far, I'm doing absolutely spectacular with the products. Incorporate these products into your workout along with the age pill, and you're just going to be amazed at how great you're going to look and feel. Just give it a try. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. You will be impressed.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you for being on the webinar today. And thanks, Rennie, for joining us too. For everyone who's on watching. My
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. We're going to leave it there. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.